Honey Don't is a 2025 American film written and directed by Ethan Coen, with additional writing from his wife, Trisha Cook. It stars Margaret Qualley, Aubrey Plaza, Chris Evans, and Charlie Day. The plot follows Honey O'Donoghue, a private detective who goes down a rabbit hole of crime after the investigation of the death of one of her clients. So I was actually super excited to see this. I absolutely loved the trailer. One of my favorite trailers of recent years. Even after seeing it a number of times, it's just made me smile every time. And I am a fan of the Coen brothers when they work together still. So this is the second film of an unconnected trilogy called the Lesbian B-Movie Trilogy, written by Coen and Cook. The first film of the trilogy being Driveway Dolls from last year, I think it was last year, which also starred Margaret Qualley. And I think that's a pretty cool idea, honestly. I didn't see Driveway Dolls, and I heard it was pretty mediocre, to be honest. I'll probably still check it out at some point. And I kind of feel that way about Honey Don't. And I think it's weird to call a film with a $20 million budget a B-movie. The game plan was cool, but unfortunately it doesn't really deliver, in my opinion. Not to get ahead of myself. So you've got private investigator Honey O'Donoghue, played by Margaret Qualley. I'm sold. One morning she gets a call from Marty, a police detective played by Charlie Day. And I'm a big fan of Charlie, to be honest, but he's just kind of playing his character from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia here, which kind of threw me off. And the reason he calls Honey to the crime scene is mostly because he looks for any reason that he can get to see her and ask her out and stuff. So as an avid Always Sunny fan, I'm a huge fan of that show. It just came off to me as his exact character from the show, with his ongoing pursuit of a date with the waitress. It was almost that same thing, just with Margaret Qualley this time. But anyways, so the dead woman at the crime scene also had a connection to Honey, since she had previously basically looked to hire her for something I think the same day or the day before her death. So this all should work for me, really, but somehow it just kind of didn't. Also Honey and Marty both talk in these old-timey 1940s American accents, I guess you would say, like from old detective movies and shit, which on paper sounds kind of cute, but I found it to be just kind of ridiculous, especially since the film is set in current times, and they are the only two characters in this film that talk that way. And I know that they're both in that, they're both detectives, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I know this film is billed as a neo-noir dark comedy. That's what you see, I guess. And I like neat little creative choices like that, but it didn't work for me at all. And as to be expected with Ethan Coen, this is a character-driven film, right? That will, of course, any character-driven film is going to hinge on the quality of the characters and the writing. And the characters here are surface level interesting at best. And nobody really rises above the mediocre script. Maybe Margaret Qualley. She's pretty good here, and I love her. But again, the way that she delivers her dialogue kind of annoyed me. Chris Evans is fairly entertaining here as the grifting preacher he's pretty funny. Whose church seems to be connected to numerous recent murders in the area. Aubrey Plaza's fine, I guess, and I definitely didn't expect the graphic sex scenes between her and Margaret Qualley. How to say this right? I'm not really sure. I absolutely appreciate the fact that they don't play safe. They don't play anything really safe here with some of these, the sex scenes and stuff. I think we're meant to be taken a bit off guard, which I was. Although it did, all the sex scenes in this movie felt pretty shoehorned in to me. I get what they're going for with the sex scenes. They're kind of like an exploitation film vibe, but man, it just was weird the way that they again just kind of slapped them in there. But hey, if you've been wanting to see Aubrey Plaza's face in between Margaret Qualley's legs, this could be for you. Or was it the other way around? I can't remember. But again, I do like the idea of a lesbian B movie trilogy. It sounds awesome. But neither of the writers here are lesbians, and I think that maybe the script would have been better otherwise. So I'm giving Honey Don't a 5.5 out of 10. It has some interesting stylistic choices with a great intro scene and some cool 70s style camera work, courtesy of Ari Wegner. It's just sad that the film didn't live up to that amazing trailer. Ultimately, it's the lack of more interesting characters and a script that just isn't that great that kind of holds this all back. It's gotta suck, man, to live in the shadow of something as amazing as Fargo. But hey, dude, we have to hold you to higher standards. Cheers, guys, and I'll see you at the multiplex.